Hello Taurus, and welcome to your monthly love reading for May 2020. So for this reading, I'm going to be using the Witch's Tarot and the Psychic Tarot Oracle cards, but I won't take out a card from this deck until the end of the reading. So I'll be using the Witch's Tarot. Okay, so I'm just going to shuffle these cards for a bit and set the intention for you. Now what I'm going to do is that on the left side is going to be the divine feminine energies, and on the right side is going to be the divine masculine energies. Okay, now be mindful that this is not gender specific, that it is just regarding energies. So whichever energy you resonate with will be the message for you. Okay, Taurus? All right, so let's take a look at the divine feminine energies. All right, we have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a level of sharing between the both of you. The Death card, so that's a very heavy energy. And the Eight of Wands. Okay, so movement coming in for both of you. For the Divine Masculines, we have the Page of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, money and good investments for Taurus, I feel. And the overall energy is the Seven of Wands. Okay, so let's take a look at this reading much more closer. Okay, so if we did look at the divine feminine energies, we start off with the Six of Pentacles. So what the Six of Pentacles is telling me, Taurus, is that the divine feminine is definitely putting an effort in the relationship, definitely probably giving a bit of herself, a bit of her love and emotions towards a divine masculine, kind of showing him, you know, that she is interested in him or is connecting with him, just making an effort and just making sure, you know, that he knows and he's aware that she cares about him and that she's giving the love and the attention that perhaps he needs at this time. So she's definitely exchanging herself. She's not, you know, holding back. She's not withdrawing. She's not she's being generous. She's giving to the masculines, I feel. And it feels because the masculines are also, you know, giving of themselves. They're being a little bit extroverted. They're communicating more. Here you see the Page of Wands, communicating and talking, kind of reaching out to the divine feminine. So you can tell that he is for sure reaching out to the divine feminine, trying to communicate with her, trying to and probably socialize a bit more, talk a bit more, you know, show himself, be a bit more present, kind of spark the relationship up, giving it more excitement, I feel, and enthusiasm. Now, pages are a bit inexperienced, so he may be new at this. So perhaps this is why the feminine is putting that effort back towards him, because there is a level of exchange. You do see the masculine putting that effort towards her, trying to approach her in his way. And she's also, you know, giving a bit of herself as well. So there is an equal exchange of both of them. So there is this nice harmony, I feel, within the relationship. Now, with the Divine Feminine's heart space, we do have a very heavy energy. We have the Death card. So in her heart space, she does feel like things have ended in regards to the relationship, perhaps emotionally. She doesn't feel like things will progress with the relationship. But either way, she is putting in the effort. But in her heart space, she feels like a part of herself, you know, she has lost that part of herself, or maybe things have ended in the past in regards to the relationship. But I feel like, you know, taking a look at this figure right here, you know, there is an offer of peace, you know, with him. I feel like this is the divine masculines trying to fix the relationship up, I feel, because there is kind of an offer here, an innocent offer, because I do see it like they're white flowers, like a pure, genuine offer of perhaps an apology, perhaps asking for forgiveness. Perhaps there were some tensions happening between the both of you, and perhaps that's why she feels such a strong, heavy energy that it's over, you know, that stage and that chapter is no longer going to happen, perhaps, and emotionally perhaps she has lost faith in the relationship. But I feel because he is putting effort and he is approaching here, offering that flower, that's making her want to approach the relationship and make effort as well. So there is a level of hope in regards to the relationship. Now, in the Divine Masculine's heart space, we have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is about overthinking, too much thoughts, perhaps trapped in fear. So the masculine's heart space is a little insecure at this time, afraid to be vulnerable perhaps at this moment, or just doesn't know how to approach. He is approaching, but perhaps a little bit too many thoughts could be interfering at the same time. That could be preventing the flow of the relationship. So he is kind of blindfolded, kind of fearful of approaching the feminine. He is, you know, constantly overthinking, I feel, in his heart space. And perhaps that's what's making the feminine a bit confused in regards to the relationship. Perhaps she felt things have ended because doesn't feel that he's progressing in the relationship as much, perhaps, as she would like to. But I feel it's because the masculines could be frozen in fear, perhaps, because of too many thoughts and overthinking of the situation. Okay, but even though you both feel like this, you are externally putting the effort. You are, you know, the masculines are trying to approach the feminine in his way, and communicating to her, and she's also, you know, putting the effort back towards him, and she could be getting assistance too, maybe a spirit guide helping out the relationship as well, helping both of them out. Right, so that's what I feel. And for the feminines, we have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is suggesting fast communication coming in, things moving quite quickly for her in her environment. Perhaps things are accelerating finally for her. If things were stagnant with the Divine Feminine, now things are moving quite quickly, flowing quite quickly. So she's definitely on fire, I feel, or she's pretty busy at this time, seeing that there's lots of things happening for her at this time. Perhaps there could be communication between her and her Divine Masculines. I do see these wands coming in quickly, as I think it may be coming from him because he is much more extroverted and communicative at this time. So the Divine Feminines could be receiving messages, text messages, or emails from the Divine Masculines. And I feel like, you know, the Divine Feminines are also communicating back, and that's why there is this exchange. So there's good positive communication between the both of them, back and forth, I feel. So that's good. She's a bit optimistic about that. Now for the Divine Masculines, we have the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is about, you know, having a strong foundation built for him. He's very concentrated in his pentacles, concentrating in his status and his money and his projects, maybe in his home, but he's definitely built a strong foundation, a strong business. So here he is, you know, enjoying the fruits of his labor, and perhaps, you know, wanting his Divine Feminine to be part of it. So there's definitely a strong foundation for him. So definitely focused in his pentacles right now. And but I feel even though he's very grounded, he needs to work a lot on his mental thinking patterns, because that's what's keeping him frozen in regards to making the relationship flow. But because he is pushing himself as the Page of Wands, I think that's really helping. Even though he may be a bit inexperienced with this, it's still helping him a lot, even with the little effort. And that's what's allowing the flow between him and his feminine to move quickly. Okay, now the overall message between the both of them is the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is about being determined and standing your ground. And even though there are obstacles and challenges, he is willing to be determined in allowing the relationship to keep flourishing. So I do see the flowers here flourishing. And for her, I think she's also very determined. But I feel like she's standing her ground in a different way. I think she's trying to prove a point. She's trying to, maybe if there were arguments and she did feel like things have ended in the relationship, she really wants to prove her point why things didn't work out, and perhaps the masculines did something to the feminines, and she really wants to really prove a point and kind of clarify what he may have done wrong, right? And so she's definitely standing strong in her beliefs and wanting to not let things move quite quickly and more too smoothly, seeing that, you know, the Death card is a very heavy energy. It is a card of ending, so something very heavy happened to her and it needs to be communicated and clarified. So this is up to the masculine perhaps to fix whatever situation has been happening. And maybe he's trying to defend himself too, trying to, you know, prove his point as well. So there has to be a level of compromise between the both of you, or else, you know, things won't progress smoothly, because there has to be kind of clear communication between the both of you if you want to fix the relationship, right? And if we keep projecting our beliefs, it's just gonna not allow anybody to move forward. So there definitely has to be an equal exchange and understanding, you know, of what happened. And then things can flow naturally. But you guys are making effort in the relationship. You know, she's putting her part as well, and you're putting your part as well, and things are moving quite positively, right? So overall, it is quite positive. It's just this is quite heavy right here. So this needs to be resolved, I feel, okay? All right, so let's see what the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck has to say for the Divine Feminines and Divine Masculines. So we have movement, choices, and decisions for the Divine Feminines. And for the Masculines, we have solitude. Okay, so yeah, the Masculines are really reflecting and going within themselves, really trying to figure out what went wrong, or really trying to resolve the situation with the Divine Feminines. We have the Eight of Swords here. I think it relates to this, the overthinking, trying to really connect to his higher self, I feel, because perhaps his mind is playing tricks on him. And in order to reach and connect to your higher self, to your intuition, you really have to rise above your thoughts and your negative thinking patterns that could be trapping you in fear, freezing you, or just making you think negatively about the situation. So in order to surpass that, you know, we really have to calm that mind and tune into our higher self. So I feel like the Masculines are going to try their best to connect to that part of themselves, kind of isolating themselves, tuning into themselves within a higher state, reaching a higher state within themselves to kind of figure out what went wrong, or really figure out how to resolve the situation in the relationship so that his mind stops playing tricks on him, I feel, right? For the Feminines, we have movement, choices, and decisions. So she's definitely contemplating on her direction in her life. There are lots of door opening up for her. There's a lot of movement, fast movement for her, seeing that we have the Eight of Wands here, things moving very quickly for her. So she has to make choices soon. She has to make decisions soon. Now it could be regarding career, because with money here, or it could be regarding relationships or businesses that are flourishing, or travel. Whichever it is, it's time for her to make her choice. She's definitely in this kind of enthusiastic mode and pretty excited in what she wants to achieve and things that are approaching for her. So things are progressing for her in a very exciting way, you know, lots of fire, I feel, and she's just juggling between options perhaps, and trying to ground herself in order to choose the right decision in regards to other things aside of the relationship. And perhaps one of them is the relationship too. She is contemplating about the relationship too. So yeah, this is going to be quite an exciting month for the Divine Feminines, and because lots of doors are opening up for her. And the Divine Masculines, well, they are just going to be tuning in within themselves in a much more higher level, okay, in order to figure out what they want and what they want to strive for, or how to resolve any conflicts with the Divine Feminines, right? So yeah, but overall they're very grounded, they're very successful in what they've achieved, so that's looking good for them as well, okay? Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this monthly love reading for May 2020. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and leave a comment below, okay? And I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good one. Bye.